Well, hello, everybody. Jessica Coulter here. We are talking about part 3 of our series, Preparing for the Graduation Ceremony. Now, we are going to focus on the graduation party, so, the ceremony, but really what comes after the ceremony is our focus today. So definitely, if you've got a senior, high school or college, encourage you to stick with us and share your thoughts about the party, about the celebration. So let me know, has your teen graduated yet? Let me know, yes or no, college or high school. And if it's not happened yet, is it happening this year? So definitely feel free to share your answers. Would love to hear, would love to celebrate with you. And also now I would love to talk with you and your teen one-on-one with a talk with Jessie. There's a link in the bio, but we'll talk about that more at the end. So definitely if you've got questions about how that works, why we should set up a time to talk, definitely stick with me as we will get back to that. All right. So let's talk about this graduation party, the celebration. Number one thing to remember is this, mamas, is the fact that graduation and everything that's involved with graduation, the parties, the celebrations, the gifts, the fun stuff, the pictures, all the things we've talked about already, plus the new stuff we're talking about today, it all goes back to your teen. Okay, no matter if you have a high schooler or a college student, remember graduation is about your son, is about your daughter. Okay, so if your daughter wants to have a family only shindig, we need to try to accommodate that. If your child is very much a no, 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 I just want to have friends. Okay, what's that happy balance between what your teen wants and what family is expecting, let alone mamas, what it is that you want. Okay, because I know graduations, especially high school graduations, are generally a huge accomplishment because they're the first big graduation. Yeah, sometimes we have kindergarten and maybe middle school graduations, but they're not the same as high school, not as, official, not as real. So definitely, I know we want to go all out for the parties, for graduation celebrations, and I get it. But remember, mamas, we want your teens to have a big, big say in this shindig because we're celebrating your teen, not how awesome of a parent you are. Even though I know you were a really, really big part in getting your teen to graduation. Now, another big thing to consider is the school. Okay, so many high schools. This is definitely more of a high school thing than a college thing. But if you have any college parents that are watching and there's, some school provided celebration, I want to know about it. But definitely do know if you have a high school senior graduating this year, a lot of high schools have some kind of event, something planned through the school for the seniors after graduation. So it could be like something related to Project Grad is what we had. It could be something a parent told me recently called like a safe party. Essentially, that the students are taken from the school to some kind of party that is, still fun, still a lot of, good times to be had, but, hopefully with less partying, less drinking, all the things that we are worried our seniors, high schoolers might do after graduation. Okay, so definitely remember if that's offered at your child's school as part of graduation. Number one, we want to know, yes, it's offered. No, it's not offered. B, some details. Okay, like is it an hour after graduation? Is it, they're getting back at 3 a.m? Like, what are those details? Because you don't want to try to plan a party at the same time your teen is going to be off hanging out with his friends, or she's going to be off mini golfing or playing arcade games, whatever the school has decided. Okay. So definitely keep those two things in mind, child's preferences, because it's all about your teen, your college graduate, and then also what's the school doing? Is there going to be some kind of shindig provided by the school? Now I've got a couple more thoughts for you here about graduation, about, how to decide whether to have a dinner, whether to have a party, whether to have friends, whether to have family. But I want to first say thanks for watching. I do also want to give a shout out to everyone on Facebook watching and everyone on YouTube. So if you haven't followed, if you haven't subscribed, be sure to do so because there are over 600 videos available to help you and help your teen love learning and for you guys to actually, enjoy this thing called school. All right. Also want to tell you, I'm the CEO and founder of Ace Cookie Tutoring and Study with Jessie. So definitely study skills are my jam. I know that's what we're focusing on this week. But do know study skills, graduation, very, very closely related. If your teen knows how to learn and made getting that graduation so much easier. And it's going to make a difference in college and that first job and pretty much for life. But let's get back to graduation here. So we've talked about the school thing. We've talked about, being about your teen. Other things to really consider are, when do we want to have the party? Okay, most likely, probably not going to be the same day of graduation if graduation's in the evening. Okay, again, depends on what the school's doing. Now, I can also tell you there's no reason you can't have a family graduation or a family dinner celebration, and or also a friend specific. Okay, I can think of so many students I went to school with that they did something for the family because that's what mom and dad wanted, and then they did something just for them, for their friends. Okay, so it could be a more formal thing, a more casual thing, totally fine. But again, I really, really encourage you mamas to have that discussion with your teen. If your child has a couple friends, doesn't want to have, everybody that they're graduating with over, maybe a combined thing is better. Okay, for me, I had an ice cream sundae party. I think is what I did because I love ice cream, still do. And I thought it was going to be so much fun to have all the toppings, all the sauces. So that's what I did. I had a bunch of family and friends over. We played some silly yard games and, just had a good time. And I'm trying to remember a college graduation. We did it on campus because that's something else to consider. Is I graduated college out of state from where my family lived, my childhood friends. So definitely consider your friends, your family's traveling. Okay, if you have a lot of people coming in from out of town, maybe the party needs to be as close to graduation as possible. Or again, depending on what your teen wants, depending on what you guys decide, maybe your child, maybe you, are okay with, okay, we'll just have whoever can be there, be there. Okay. And one of the last tips I really want to give you when it comes to the party, the celebration, I really, really encourage you, and mamas, you probably know this, but not all of our teens do. Thank you notes, thank you cards are so, so, so important. Okay. So just like you would like at a wedding, any kind of like a baby shower, anything like that, we want to have someone keeping track of who gave what gift, and we want to keep track of, okay, where does the thank you card go? Okay, definitely so many of our students, so many of our teens, even our young adults, don't send paper mail anymore. So that might be a process. It's a learning opportunity right there, which I'm super excited about because so many students don't know how to fill out an envelope. It makes me so sad, but it is the truth. I've seen it all the time. But definitely remember to send those thank you cards. Okay. And, obviously have the money discussion, however you're going to have it. But, if you got some questions, there's been some awesome people I've had in my Facebook group who talk about money and saving. But from my perspective, let your teen spend some money, that money for graduation, woohoo, I made it. But also, if your child's going to going to college, gonna get a first apartment, whatever's happening, moving out, all those things. And we'll want to have some of that money for real things as well. Okay, for some very important next step things, whether it's books, whether it's a couch, whether it's, let's say security deposit, whatever it is. So thank you so much for watching. Do know there will be another video about graduation. If you've got a question, definitely drop it below so we can make sure to address it in the next video. Because we talked about the basics, we talked about photography, we talked about the graduation party, but we could talk about so many more things. So if you've got a question specifically about graduation ceremony that you're going to go to this year or maybe in the near future, whether it's your teens or family members or friends, I want to know what your question is so we can talk about it. And as promised, remember the link in the description is for you mamas if you want to set up a free talk with Jessie, which is me. So if you would like to talk about your teen study habits, would like to make sure your teen is prepared academically for the next step, make sure your teen actually knows how to learn, then definitely choose a day, choose a time for us to talk at that link in the description. So thanks so much for watching. Have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow for another video. Bye, mamas.